Hello and welcome to Hello Main Street. I'm going to start over.
No problem.
I'm going to pause. Welcome to Hello Main Street. I am your host, Monica Sanchez, and here we talk about tips and tricks and ideas for fellow entrepreneurs just like you. And today we have with us Mason Gray from Lean Revisions and Jen Steiner as well from Lean Revisions. And we're going to be talking about process improvements. So, Mason, go ahead and tell us a little bit about the business and how you guys got started.
Yeah, so my father actually started practicing Lean Six Sigma back in the 80s. And so through his time there, he became a quality manager. And he actually was blessed enough to learn Lean Six Sigma
Yeah,
in the 90s from Dr. Deming himself. So for those of
yeah,
you who are new to the industry or who are veterans in the industry, Dr. Deming is the godfather of Six Sigma. So my father is something we call second generation Lean. He learned
yeah,
from the masters themselves when all this
yeah.
started. And so my father and his original business partner, Steve, they started the business 15 years ago. So we hit our 15-year mark this year. And I've actually been participating for 15 years myself. Kind of started out doing some editing of content. And then naturally, as I graduated college, I kind of hired myself. So I kind of said, hey, I really like what you do, Dad. And I'm going to open a branch up in Bellingham where I'm sitting right now. And so, yeah, we specialize in process improvement, Lean and Six Sigma. We have a lot of courses ranging from your white belt all the way to your master black belt courses. And then we also run projects, so process improvement projects, which
Okay.
really help the community a lot. So yeah.
Sure.
So
And that's great. And I love it because like when Jen and I, when we were talking, as we'd mentioned, every business it can go through a process improvement. So it's
yes,
not just manufacturing because
no.
people think Six Sigma, they think manufacturing only. And so I kind of want to take away that stigma of
hmm
that.
hmm
And so Jen, tell us some about you because I know that you have some different dynamics that you brought into the fold here.
Well, I guess we could say that. So my name's Jen, and I work. I am lucky enough to work with Jeff, Steve, and Mason,
Yeah.
and it's been a pleasure. I've known these guys for quite a few years.
hmm
Uh, I I have worked for companies that have done Lean Six Sigma training
Okay.
before, so
Good.
at least it wasn't completely foreign to me.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they brought me on because I actually knew what it was. But from my end, there's always more for me to keep learning and everything else. I just feel lucky enough to experience all this. My
Yeah.
background is wild and crazy, and I don't want to bore your viewers with that kind of stuff. I've been in too many industries to count, but I love meeting people. I love working with other businesses, and that's why I'm with this
Yeah.
company.
Yeah,
I want to
absolutely.
figure out how to help people, learn a pain point or two, and we want to find a way to
hmm
solve that for the businesses. So
Yeah,
I think I'm in the right place.
absolutely, absolutely. And I put your number down below. So if anyone's like, hey, I really want to talk with Jen further and to know more. And
Yeah.
Mason, I know that you go around different places. You were just in
Oh
Yakima not too
yeah.
long ago, you said. So you do travel around, you do presentations. What else do you do? So you guys will take on a project in these different areas. How does that work?
Yeah, so usually we'll get a call or a referral, and someone
Mhm.
says, "Hey, I have an issue and I need a solution." And so it's great what you said, Monica. The stigma around just manufacturing is
Yeah.
a fallacy. I actually started doing Lean Six Sigma in healthcare. I just got
Okay.
back from a theater that I'm doing Lean Six Sigma, at, and yes, you,
Okay.
you go theater. Yes, Broadway can always improve too. So
Yeah.
there's multiple ways to improve theaters, healthcare, apparel, list goes on. But how this
Yeah.
traditionally works is when we get a contact, Jennifer will usually be the first one to reach out and kind of send our capability statement over. We kind of
Right.
figure out a plan of action, how you want to go about it. If it's going to be a class or if you're going to run a project,
Mhm.
sometimes people just need a training for their employees. We want them to understand certain aspects of Lean Six Sigma, and sometimes you have a critical problem that you're really trying to improve. So,
Mhm.
yeah, we'll spend either 3 to 6 months with you running, yellow belt projects or green belt projects, or an array of projects to help you, hit that bottom line, increase efficiency, customer satisfaction, employee morale, and
Oh,
really tie it into your annual ROI. So what are your goals for the year? And we want to make sure that these Lean Six Sigma strategic projects are always reaching for that goal. So yeah, it's fascinating to see how this stuff can be utilized.
Right.
Yeah, so it's just it's fun. It's super fun, like Jen said. You get to meet the most incredible people, including yourself,
Yeah.
and you just get to have these conversations around, making the environment better, making the experience better, the process better. So it's
Yes.
really cool. Yeah.
So, question for you, Mason or Jen, either one. So, when a company, how big does a company have to be in order to be like, okay, I'm ready for that next phase, and I think I need somebody to talk me, through where I'm at, so that way I can get the best, ROI, right? Because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. So, how big should a company be, or yeah, tell us.
I can tell you something that's even amazing. You could be a one employee company and just
Okay,
go,
great.
I just want to learn how to run my processes better. So yeah, we have,
Yeah.
open sessions. We have a lot of open resources or just webinars that help individual companies, or you could be an enterprise of 40,000 people. So my father's worked for some companies that rhyme with, let's say Schmamazon, right? He's worked with some big people, right? So we work with everybody and everybody in between. And I think that's the best thing about our company, being a small firm. We're not one of the big five who's like, we're gonna, put our hooks in you. We're not the Bobs from Office Space. We really are just like, hey, we're a mom and pop shop too. And so we really just want to come in there and say, you all have the capability to do what the big guys do, and punch above your weight a little bit. So it's all about getting the knowledge and resource out there of you're able to have a good day at work, because that's what Lean Six Sigma can do. It helps you set up your workflow. So yeah, you could be one person, you could be 100,000. It just depends on the plan and what you want to, what your goals are, what you want to see out of Lean Six Sigma. So
I love that. So now I have another question for you, because I know Jen, she said you guys are going to be doing some traveling. You're going to be doing some presentations in different areas. So if somebody is like a one person or, smaller crew, and they're like, hey, I would love to hear you come and present. Is that something that is like open to the public? Where they can register and get to hear you and maybe even ask you some questions, maybe even sign up and like, hey, I'm your next client.
Honestly, yes. Jennifer is our she has the magic wand behind the scenes. So if you're one person or 100,000, Jen is really good at saying, hey, let's get you in a webinar, or we're doing, some visitations around the state or the country. So we're able to set things up just dependent on need. And it's really cool for these conversations is to kind of do a consortium. So even if you're just a one person and a couple other friends who have companies, to say, hey, we should all go to this, because we're not competing. We're actually here to, boost efficiency together. It's not a competition. That's the thing about Lean Six Sigma. You're not like, hey, I'm trying to compete with everybody. It's actually about, if I do better, the community does better, and then we all do better. So that's the best thing. Get all your friends involved. Lean is fun. It's not scary. Six Sigma does have math, but it's not scary once you understand it. So, we're there to open the book for you. So that's don't be scared of it. It's really fun.
Well, and I love that you said that you're a mom and pop, right? You guys started from the ground up, and I think people appreciate that, instead of you coming in and having errors and like, we've been doing this forever, so you should listen to us, It's like, hey, we were just like you guys, but we want to help you along. Small businesses, they turn into big businesses, right? I love that. So great. So what else should somebody know about what you guys offer? Because I know you give presentations, you'll come and help people with their lean. Is there anything that's like, oh, I didn't know you do this?
Oh boy, Jen, do you have any ideas? I think we're kind of a traveling circus, I guess. Well, I want to hear what Jen has to say. Like, what do Jeff and I, what do we bring to the table?
I can pick up on this. For sure, the workshops, the on-site project opportunities are absolutely incredible, and that really is where you're going to get that ROI. The speaking engagements, though, that these guys do are just inspiring, yes, there's plenty of them that are done at specific target audiences, right? Just in the past couple months, we've spoken at Indian gaming conventions, HR, so Washington State SHRM, at events through that organization, the AGC, commercial construction, things like that. I mean, the list goes on, and it is so fun. They have a creative way of showing how these industries can use Lean Six Sigma. It's just, and you walk away going, gosh, why didn't I think of that? But
Right.
the company itself, all of us are really involved in our communities as well. So
Good.
we like to give back. So not all the time are those speaking opportunities, so formal, at certain conventions or things like that. So that's something to keep in mind too. Watch for our name. Follow us on LinkedIn. We try to post where we're going to be, and we just like to spread the Lean Six Sigma way,
Yeah, I love that. And I think that's great. And I love that you guys travel around, right? You're traveling circus. I love that part. So there's opportunities and not just have to come up to Bellingham. Is that where your guys' office is located?
So I have the remote office that I broke my dad's arm to open. I said, we're opening an office up here. He goes, are you sure? And I said, well, it's been 12 years up here. So yes. So did that. And then we have our head office in Bellevue, Washington, which is phenomenal. I'm so happy we made the move. We were in South Seattle for a little bit. And so we made the move to Bellevue. It's just a better central point for everyone to meet. We have a rooftop bar and throw parties. So if you're interested, we have a lot of fun stuff that we like to do at that location. But yeah, so we've hosted a few events up there, had a Super Bowl party. So yeah, a lot of fun stuff just to hang out with us and get to know us. So yeah.
That's great. Thank you guys so much for being on. So one last question is, what do you want someone to take away from this conversation that we're having today?
Jen, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I would love for anybody out there just to contact us, just to get to know us. You don't need to be falling apart on the floor and crying over your business. Relationship. Let's get to know each other. You might want us in your address book a year from now or 2 years from now. Let's just get to know each other now and make that contact and grow from there. I'd love just to meet more people.
Yeah. I think that would be great. That's awesome. Okay, Mason, it's your turn.
I was going to say my biggest thing, and something we kind of touched on, is community. This is why I do it. I realized after practicing Lean Six Sigma at a young age how it impacts businesses. And when you see employees that are happy to go to work, oh my gosh, does that change how the community functions? Think about it. You wake up and you're having a bad day. You go to work, your day's okay. Then you go home, you're kind of low energy. You're like, oh man, that was a tough day. When you go to work and you have these Lean Six Sigma concepts and you go, I know what I can expect at work. I know I'm going to hit my output. I know my meetings are going to be affected. I know my workflow is not going to be interrupted. You kind of have this sense of responsibility and authority. Like, I went and owned my day. And that carries through your life. When you're actually able to say, I feel accomplished with what I did at work, take these concepts home. We joke about it all the time. How to load a dishwasher, spouses, talk about what are the things you want to do more efficiently at home. It's so fun. It's so fun to just say, wow, I can actually, do this a little more efficiently. It doesn't have to stop in the workplace, but I've seen when it impacts the workplace positively, when I see people out in the community who are clients, they always seem happy to see me. And I'm like, that's what it's about. It's about saying, hey, I used your concept here. Hey, I got a new promotion and I'm still using your concepts. And so I just love knowing that Lean Six Sigma is beyond just the concept itself, but it actually changes the mindset and it impacts community in a positive way when implemented correctly. So that's my favorite thing, is seeing people smile. Honestly. So.
I love that. Because I'm all about community as well. And this is why I built this podcast, was because I wanted to be able to share knowledge and information in a short little snippet, give people resources and go to people just like you guys to help them to grow their business as they expand and build. So thank you guys once again. And if you're ever interested, like, share, comment. Here is my LinkedIn profile. So thank you guys. Thank you once again, Mason. I look forward to meeting you in person when you come to Yakima. I'll bring some people with me if you don't mind. And Jen, we're going to get together as well. And so we'll all get together and we're going to keep building and growing this community. I appreciate you guys very much.
Thank you, Monica. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.